Kaplan, sports business writer for The Athletic, joins us right now. Cattles and Ramie, Sactown Sports. Daniel, we appreciate the time. Today you wrote about Amazon's great streaming leap beginning tonight, which is going to happen right now, as a matter of fact, Thursday Night Football. How monumental is this venture for Amazon, the NFL, and also the consumers?
Well, it's certainly being portrayed as monumental, and it is to an extent. It's the first football package of games that has gone completely to streaming, although the games will be available in the local markets of the two teams. In the past, streaming games have been simulcast, either on NFL Network, Fox Sports. There's always another option. So it's monumental in that aspect, but it is just Thursday Night Football. The contracts for the main slate of games on Sundays and Monday nights and Sunday nights, that remains on broadcast at least for the next decade.
You quote Mary Donahue, the vice president of global sports video, in this as saying sports fans need to develop a different muscle memory. I was joking earlier in the show about expecting a call from my dad about how do I watch Thursday Night Football where he is in Wisconsin. Is the NFL, I don't want to say worried or even expecting, like we've been talking about Trey Lance as a first-year quarterback and some growing pains. Does the NFL expect some growing pains going to a full streaming service and, like you said, not simulcasting on one of the broadcast networks?
There's no, I mean, they won't say it out loud, but clearly they realize that these what you just said is going to happen on September 15th from the first regular season game. Yeah, I think it's between the Chargers and the Chiefs, which is a marquee game when fans can't turn on their regular TV and find it. You're going to hear this criticism. I'm sure it'll take over social media. So what Marie Donahue is talking about is training viewers to know where to find the game, and they're going to engage in a massive advertising campaign. Those Amazon boxes that we all get, they're going to start to be wrapped in advertising, promoting the Thursday Night Football games on Amazon. Amazon.com will have promotions. You could actually watch the games on Amazon.com if you're a Prime subscriber. So there'll be a lot of messaging, but absolutely, I'm sure we'll be hearing about people saying, where's this damn game?
Daniel Kaplan is with us from The Athletic. Daniel, we have plenty of people here in Sacramento that are from outside the area. Another big story here with the NFL is the Sunday ticket. Now, they say they expect to select a new Sunday ticket partner in the fall. How would you handicap the field? And what might it look like post-DirecTV if they do move away from DirecTV?
Well, just like the Denver Broncos sale was always going to go to the Walton family, the DirecTV deal, I mean, I would be shocked if it doesn't go to Apple. The NFL wants to be in business with Apple. Apple has gone into sports. I mean, the number two player would be the one we've just been talking about, Amazon Prime. But the NFL's already in business with Amazon Prime. They want to be in business with Apple, arguably the most important company on the face of the planet. So I would fully expect a deal with Apple to be announced sometime by the end of the year.
Is there any sign of slowing down when you talk about the NFL? Because it's every time you're like, okay, they've got to be maxing out in terms of their popularity and profitability and the size of these contracts that they get, and the next one is just bigger than the last every time. And now it's starting to seem like there's just nothing the NFL can do wrong. PR disasters, the Deshaun Watson situation, it almost doesn't seem to matter. Daniel, business seems to be perennially good for the NFL.
I know. I wrote a story last week about the business of the Cleveland Browns and how that they barely missed a beat because notwithstanding the Deshaun Watson case. I mean, there was another story just today. The rookie punter for the Buffalo Bills was accused in a civil lawsuit of being part of a gang rape, and the Bills were aware of the claims, and that's going to be a big issue there. But it's not going to hurt Buffalo Bills' business, that's for sure.
It is amazing. Daniel Kaplan with us here from The Athletic, Cattles and Ramie, Sactown Sports. Daniel, something else that popped up today, FanDuel officially announced that they intend on launching a full-fledged TV network. Contributors will include Kay Adams with The Morning Show, Pat McAfee, Bill Simmons from The Ringer. Do you think they can carve out a space for themselves here?
If it was just a streaming option, I would say sure. I don't see why not. But it's a linear TV channel. That means it's on either cable or broadcast. And we all know because of cord cutting, that business model is in decline. It's hard to see. I mean, I'm dubious of it. I mean, FanDuel has the resources to do this, but if you read the release they put out, they're transitioning what was a horse racing channel into this quasi mix of horse racing and sports betting. And they have Pat McAfee. They have a deal with the Ringer to provide some of their talent to it. It's going to be sort of a mishmash of stuff. I'm a little dubious whether there's really a market for this on traditional television, but we'll see.
Has the legalization of gambling in multiple states across the country, and seemingly more every year, has it had the impact on the business of sports and sports broadcasting that you thought it would, or has there been anything about it that surprised you?
Well, they've pulled back on the massive amount of gambling ads. Thankfully, the NFL has they restrict how many gambling ads can be shown in an NFL game, but it's only going to get bigger depending on one's perspective, fortunately or unfortunately. Each of these teams now has gambling sponsorships, sports gambling sponsorships, and there will come the day when you can probably gamble off the website of one of these teams or off your TV screen or your mobile screen while you're watching the game. I mean, that's all coming, and the teams are going to want to get a cut of that. So it's just going to grow more.
Daniel, appreciate the time. Let's do this again soon. Great stuff, and enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your Labor Day as well.
All right, you too.
Thank you. There goes Daniel Kaplan, a sports business journalist for The Athletic. And, it's going to be interesting, this FanDuel TV. And I think people feel like, all right, well, if we got talent out there and we can just make this happen, we can carve out our own little niche here. And then maybe not. Like Daniel said, the modeling doesn't